Hi everybody, this is Harmony with Cornerstone Stitchery and welcome to my channel. Here we talk about my crafting journey, which usually revolves around cross stitch, but we have some knitting and crochet thrown in here and there. And we also, at the end of each video now, we talk about any shop updates that I might have because I started designing cross stitch patterns. Today I don't have an update, so just gonna say that right off the top. I want to welcome everyone who subscribed over the last couple of weeks since my last video. I want to welcome anyone that has subscribed or watched or liked or commented on my videos. There's so many of you and I'm so happy to have you here, and I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to watch my video when I know that there's so many different videos that you could be watching. I totally appreciate it. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with, I have a hat here that I finished, a Musselburg hat, and I don't know if I've shown you, so I want to show you that, but please forgive me if I did show you already. I did finish this hat a while ago, but I haven't been up here in this room for a while because it's been so hot. So I did finish the Musselburg. This is out of the Quirky sock yarn from the Simply Sock company. Yeah, and I like the way that it turned out. I did make a child size hat. I was hoping, my gauge in the pattern said that I would pretty much use up all the yarn, and I didn't. So I either measured wrong, which let's say I measured wrong, and I even knit it a little bit longer than I was supposed to per the pattern. But whatever, now I think I'm going to eventually, I'm going to have so many leftover fingering yarns that I'm going to make a Cozy Memories or something. But that's sometime in the future because I have lots of leftovers that this isn't enough for me to make anything. Maybe. I don't know if I came across the right pattern, but I mean, I don't know. So there's this hat. The Musselburg hat by Ysolda Teague is fabulous. If you've never knit it before, I highly encourage you to give it a shot. It is great. So there's that hat, a knitting finish. It's been a while, but I wanted to show you because it was sitting here, so I figured I did not. Now, I was also crocheting. No, not on my temperature blanket, but I actually found a YouTube channel called PassioKnit, PassioKNIT, PassioKnit Kelsie here on YouTube. And she has a crochet business from her apartment. And she has a great personality and she really is just great. So I've been binge watching all of her videos. And so I was inspired to come up here in this room, grab some cotton yarn and make some things. So I'm going to show you what I made. Okay. So first I made a market bag, and this is not Kelsie's pattern. It's someone else's pattern, and I will link it down below. And it's a market bag. And I used the hot pink, and I used all the cotton yarn that I use for these projects is Queensland cotton. It's my favorite so far that I've tried. It's nice and soft. Not the softest, but it's good. It's good. So I use this hot pink color and then this pink color to make the strap and the border. And I really like that. This is the smaller size. The designer has two sizes, but Kelsie at PassioKnit Kelsie actually knits a medium size that she kind of tweaked on her own. So that's a market bag. And it actually holds quite a bit. Yeah, this is a small one, small one, but it holds a lot. So there's that. And then I took the leftover yarn and I made a bandana. And this is Kelsie's pattern, except for I tweaked it a little bit because my measurement wasn't coming out correctly. It's just the difference in gauge. So this is a hair bandana. And hers is a little bit different on the border. And I had to, like I said, I just had to tweak mine just because my row count was different than hers. So her edging is a little bit different. But it worked out. So there's that I used, the pink and the hot pink. And I have a little bit of both of these colors left, but I don't know what it will make. So I think I'm going to keep that, and maybe I'll make, it should be enough to make some dishcloths. Okay. So then I had purple and pink. No, sorry, I already did pink. Purples. I had 2 purples. So I made this bandana, and this is also Kelsie's pattern. She did a picot edge. She did a picot edge. What'd I do on here? I think I forgot some of my decreases on the beginning or on this side. And so one side is a little bit bigger than the other. I'm not sure if you can tell. But so my picots weren't coming out even. So I just did a single crochet border instead of the picot edge that she has. But other than that, it's the same. I did have to do a couple more rows as well. Because again, my gauge is different than hers. But it's super cute. And then this is also Kelsie's. It's like the first one, but it's 2 color. I didn't weave in all my ends on this one. And you can see how it kind of slopes down. I don't really know why it does that. Hers are nice and straight. Mine's not straight. So, again, my row count is different than hers. So, she has like a little picot here on the tip. I just have another scallop. And I have a couple of ends to weave in. So, and these things are for sale. I do not plan on keeping these items. I just wanted something to make. Kind of like a palette cleanser from the Olympics challenge event thing that I was doing. So I made these things and then I got back into cross stitching. So these things are for sale. If you would like one and if you want to talk about it, then email me at cornerstonestitchery@gmail.com. And of course, my email will be in the video description box, so you can find it there. I do not plan on keeping any of these, and I am going to post them on Facebook for my friends too. So if you like one, you better get on it. Okay, so let's talk the stitching event for the Olympics. Let's see. Now, I think these are in reverse order because that's how they were in my bin. But let's see. The race to a finish was the last day of the Olympics. And I chose 3 Wise Men. This was a kit that I got from a D-Stash group. Someone had started it and didn't want it anymore. And I said, yeah, I'll take it. And I won the lottery. And so I was able to accomplish it. It's not done. But all of the cross stitching is complete. It's all complete. I just have some back stitching to do around the 3 Wise Men, the camels, and the Bethlehem, and then there's some stars in the sky. But I finished all of the cross stitches, and it was on a Sunday, and it was a lot because the dark blue here across in full cross stitches, I was only maybe right here. So I did all of that, and then all of the top row is in the same dark blue, but it's only half stitches. So I did all of that in one day on a Sunday. I did actually run out of the dark blue, and I'm not sure why, but I thankfully had some, and since they were half stitches and not full stitches, I think it lended well in case there was a dye lot issue. You can't tell. One, I don't think there was one, but even if did, I don't think that we can tell because of the half stitches versus full. Okay, so a little bit left on there, but I did accomplish my goal on that one, race to a finish. Okay, so I'm gonna put that down there. Okay, and then this one, I can't remember all of the prompts. I just remember that one. This one is Seasons in Chalk, Stars and Stripes by Hands On Design. And let's see. Okay, this is the orientation. I was working on this flower right here. And I got the red filled in here and these 2 petals put on. I finished filling in the blue and then started finishing the red on these 2 petals. But these 2 petals weren't there. I added all of that. I did not count my stitches on this one. Maybe I did. I don't remember because I kind of fell off the wagon with posting on Instagram. So I was posting how many stitches I got done. And I was running out of steam. That's for sure. Okay, another one was, it was soccer. I remember this because of the specific pattern. It was a soccer themed and you were reaching toward a goal. And earlier this year, I had planned to do 18 let's say it a different way, 1,861 stitches on this per month. I fell off in April. So it's been a couple months, but I did put in a good amount of stitches for this event. And this is the Mario Map World 1. And I was working here. Where was I working? I was filling in sand. I started to add this block here. I put in the block so I could put in sand here. I think that's it, but I put in a lot. I put in over 500 stitches. It's just when you're filling in the sand, it doesn't look like a lot, but I did. Yeah, that's what I did. All sand. Because it was easy. I do the light color and then I go back and because it's less stitches, and then I do the darker color of the sand, and then you can just fly because you don't have to count anything. You just get it up to the area and you just fill in. So that's mostly what I did. I did start that level chip, that number 2. You can't tell because it's just the white outline, but I will do that next time I pick this up. So that was for soccer. I know that. Oh, this one's something that you couldn't wait to stitch on, and it was for weightlifting. I told you I wasn't going to remember the prompts, but here we are. This one, I do not have a cover photo for because it was, I don't think that there was one. If I can, I think I might be able to do a screenshot of the finish. It's called Love Lavishly. Yes. Love Lavishly Stand Up. And this is by Lindy Stitches. And it was for the Superb Owl event that they had on Super Bowl Sunday. And I'm using the called for floss and fabric for, not the fabric. My shop didn't have the fabric, but this is a really close second place. So I had the heart and the foot already put in and a little bit of the body here on the owl. And so I just put in more body, and I started more of the white, and this is on the wing. So, but I mean, most of my stitches here are in the body. And I think I got 500 or 600 stitches because it was just back and forth just with one color. So, and that's Watley Woods, that brown. She did give a conversion for other colors, but she said that there really isn't a great color for the Watley Woods. And so it was kind of best to use that one. So I just bought all of the called for flosses on that. Okay, this space needs to be cleaned up. Whoever's in charge of cleaning this space needs to come and get it cleaned up. It's a hot mess. I tend to film the videos and just leave stuff. And then I come up here to film the video next time and I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Okay, I don't know what the prompt exactly was on this, but it was a sal. The hands-on design one was a series. I don't, like the triathlon or something, it was a series. I remember that now. This was a sal. I don't know anything besides that. This is from the Stitching Book Club, and it was the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And I did a lot of this. These 4 trees, the lamppost. I did some here in this tree, and I think that's what I did. I did over 500 stitches. So here, mostly. A little bit in this tree, but I did these. Once I saw that these were solid color, instead of like this one where it's like it got a lot of colors in it and these were just solid, I'm like, that's where I'm going to work today. Because like I said in the last video, since this was a one-day thing for this event, I wanted to get the most bang for my buck in the one day. If I was working on it for a week, just casually working on it, then it'd be different. But I wanted to get the most bang for my buck, so I did those. And these two were actually supposed to both be blue, but the blues were so close together in color that I got maybe 10 stitches in and I ripped it out and just said they're both going to be blue and purple. Because I put these two in first, then I put the dark blue one in, and then the next one was supposed to be light blue, but it looked exactly the same. I just realized that I'm being a very bad channel host and not telling you any of the details of these projects. I always put it in the description box below. 99% of the time I put it in the video description box below. So, but this one, I'll start now. This is 28 count Monaco, using the called for colors in the pattern from the Stitching Book Club. They're all DMC. Okay, this one was something to do with animals. I think it had, I mean, the only animal event that I can think of is equestrian, so it must have been inspired by that. This is Vintage Animals by Jeanette Douglas. She does have a DMC conversion. Some of them are blends. I do not do a blend. I do not like it, so I just choose a color and go with it. And I got 500 and some stitches on this too. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to really tell. This is on 28 count Dove Gray Monaco. I'm going to take a look at it, see if I can remember. Okay. First, let's just look at it as a whole, and then I'll show you what I worked on. I think that I'm at least 75% done. This is a paper pattern. Okay, I did this flower thing, this little Quaker, and then started the next. I think there's 4 of these little flower things and 2 of these, or 3 of these Quakers. I did this bunny rabbit and this little butterfly. So that's what I did. Just this little corner, but I got over 500 stitches. I don't think I necessarily counted this one either since it was on a paper pattern, but you can kind of tell, like, when you're, when you're stitching, an estimate, an approximate of what you're getting. So I am using the DMC conversion on here, except for the blended ones. I'm just choosing a color. Okay, let's see. Favorite designer. And when I posted on Instagram, I said, I don't really have a favorite designer. I think you all know that I was out of my mind. Of course, my favorite designer is the Prairie Schooler. I could have started something new. Totally missed the opportunity. However, I picked up Crossword by the Long Dog Sampler, and I got over 500 stitches. This is on 18 count antique Aida, and using DMC 915, I believe. And let's see, I started putting in letters. I put in U, I believe I put in P. I think I put in a couple up here, and then I did a little bit around the corner, So U, P, E, V, E, and a little around the corner. I think, yeah, I did this right here. But I mean, by the time you get a letter in, you're at like 40 to 50 stitches. So if I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters, that's 280 stitches. And then I did some more borders for some more blocks. So that's pretty good. And that's in one day. I know. If I just picked one, and I've been saying this since I started my channel here, what, 3.5 years ago. If I just focused on one for a week or 2 weeks, and I used to do this at the beginning of my channel when I started, then I would get great progress, and sometimes I would have finishes more often. But no. This one, I don't know what the prompt was except for stitch on something with more than one person. So you are not going to be able to see this, but I will show you anyway. This is a tiny, tiny, tiny picture of the Nativity by Country Cottage Needleworks. Last time I stitched on this, I didn't have all of the colors, and so I went to the store and got them. And now I was able to rock and roll. This is also on the 28 count Dove Gray Monaco. And in case you're not aware, they do not make Monaco except for on like 15 by 18 and 20 by 24 cuts that you can get, because Charles Craft bought it a while ago, or DMC bought it. It was by Charles Craft. Now I think DMC bought that. So you can only get the 2 cut sizes, and they come in a roll, and they have sizing. These colors, black and the Dove Gray. There's a rose color, which I have a little sample of around here somewhere. They came on bolts that you could get at Joann's. and they don't do that anymore. They got discontinued. So sad now coming into it, you know, and I started stitching again in 2018, and Monaco is my favorite fabric to stitch on, especially off the bolt. But anywho. Okay, so let's see. I was putting in these guys, the 3 wise men up here. And then Mary only had feet, and now she's a whole person. Yep, she's a whole person. Joseph was only half a person. He got the rest of his clothes in his face. I finished the star and baby Jesus. So I did get a lot done on this. Oh, the doves got their beaks too, the doves on the bottom. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, the bottom section with the Holy Family, there's flowers here on either side, and that's the only thing that I need to do on that section. And then this section, you know, I'm getting there. So I just ran out of time. I got tired at the end of the day. Okay, so that was the nativity using the called for DMCs. Well, does it call for DMCs on this? Let's see. It does. This is from, I don't think it says a year. 2014. This is from 2014, and they did use DMCs. Because as you know, like, I think Little House Needleworks owns Classic Colorworks now. I don't know when they bought it from Crescent Colors, and Country Cottage is in the family. Like, I don't know which one's which, but one's a mom and one's the daughter. Little House Needleworks and Country Cottage. So they usually use Classic Colorworks for their designs, but this one is DMC. Okay, last one I have, something about working on something with a border. That's all I remember. This is Into the Jungle by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And I got this also from a D-Stash group on Facebook where people can get rid of their whips when they don't want them anymore. So the stitcher sent me this. It was already started. She had a great start. I think there's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12 blocks all together, and then a top border, a top band, and a bottom band. So she had 8, pretty much 8 done. The bats needs a little bit of something, but I don't have those colors. So she got some great progress. When I got this, none of the blocks had borders, so I put those all in. And then this go around. See, this one's already started too. This one started. I started this last time, but I put in some of the colors. I put in the white and this, orangey brown color. But mostly I worked down here with the leaves. I put in all of that this time. And then just those stitches. I wanted a break from the leaves, so I'm like, let's work on the leopard. So that's what's going to be up here is a leopard. And I do not know what fabric this is. She said she thought that she bought the called for, but I am using all of the called for DMC. That is a good thing about the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery is they use DMC on all of theirs. Now, after all of that was done, like I said, I went to the crochet projects and cleansed my palette for a couple of days. Each one of those crochet projects only take a day. You could probably make more than one bandana in a day if you didn't work full-time. I work full-time. So I did that for a couple of days. Then I'm like, okay, let's get back to it. And I thought I'm going to work toward a finish. And I picked up Folk Art Merry Christmas by Artisy. I think I had 94.12% done. And now I am at 100% done. I finished it. This is 18 count Aida. I don't know what color, but it looks maybe off-white. And I'm using, it called for 608, 904, 890. I changed the 608 to 498 because 608 is a bright orange, and I said no. but it is 100% complete. I hope so. I mean, Markup XP said I was 100%, but it only knows what I know. I don't see anything off. So there we go. I have a finish, and I haven't had a cross stitch finish. Well, I had my husband's Father's Day present. That was a finish. And I had my business pieces, my model stitches done. There's 3 of those, but besides that, I haven't had a finish in a while. And then I picked up Prairie Schooler, a Prairie Year. And during these Olympic Stitch event, I started August, which is the watermelon. Right there, watermelon. And I thought, you know, there's really not a lot. I can get it done. And I would have had it done, but I ran out of 520, which is the dark green. But look at all this I got done. I got all of this done. I finished the watermelon, and then I started working over here on the vines and the flower. So I have 3 more leaves, 1 more flower, and it's all done. I just need to go get some 520 or see if I have some in my stash, and I hope that there's not a dye lot issue because, oh well, I guess, because what am I going to do about it? So there's that, almost finished. So as soon as I get some more 520, I can get this one done. And I had always contemplated, like, okay, I thought, oh, I did the Santa. I found the Santa. For some reason, I put him somewhere else. I finished the turkey for November. I finished the schoolhouse for September. I finished the heart flag for July, and now I'm on my way to do this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 12. I have 7 more to go. And these, I'm not worried about ever finishing these anytime soon, but I will get them done eventually, and I'll make them into little ornaments to hang on, like a coat rack type thing, you know, with little knobs. I have some of those in my kitchen, and I'll just hang it up there, and I think it'll be just add a cute little thing. And that's all of my stitching. That's all the things that I have. That's it. As I was sitting here, you know how I said that I'll do a video and I'll set all the stuff down and not take care of it and someone needs to come clean. Well, I'm seeing that I have, oh, it's sticky. I'm seeing this Prairie Schooler, Adam Names the Creatures. I think I might want to stitch this. Of course, because I bought it. You know, I have all these Prairie Schoolers up here. And there's more. Country Fair 1 and 2. I have all of these. All kinds. And I think, what do you think? I know that I'm supposed to be designing, but even though I'm not actively designing, I am noodling, like as one of my coworkers says, I'm noodling it around on some designs, and so that will be in the future. But while I'm noodling things around, how about Prairie Schooler September? I can make a hashtag. Anyone want to join in with me? We'll stitch Prairie Schooler in September. And I have January. I have a Prairie Year started. Those 2 for sure. A Witching Hour I have started. So that's 3. But I have at least maybe 13 or 14 charts if you count County Fair. I bought County Fair 1 and 2 actually for a friend, but she ended up having them, but I got them for like 75 cents a piece at a thrift shop, and they're kind of damaged, so they really weren't worth much more. I mean, you can read the chart, so maybe they are worth more. I'm rambling, but follow me here. So, I mean, including County Fair 1 and 2, I probably have close to 20 charts actually that I have not stitched yet. So I have enough to keep me busy for all of the month of September, since there's only 30 days. And I am thinking that I want to do it because Prairie Schoolers bring me so much happiness. Let's do it. Let's do it. During the editing process, I will come up with the hashtag and put it here, and then you can follow me on Instagram and follow along and use the hashtag if you want. If nobody does, that's fine. But I think I am going to dedicate the entire month of September to Prairie Schooler because I love these and I want to stitch them, and that's what I want to do. I just came up with this plan and I think I'm going to do it. Okay? So I think that's all that I have to ramble on about. You know what? Also, let's back that up. I could ramble on probably all night. But one thing, Prairie Schoolers are good car stitching. Because generally speaking, there's a block of something. Like on here, there's a hippo down in the corner over here. And then if you stitch the border across, then you can stitch any one of these animals along the bottom, and you have a good chunk of time where you can just stitch. And if you are the kind of person that likes to do the outline and then fill in, you could totally prep this. When you know that you're going to be going somewhere, you could prep it and then do all the fill-in. All the fill-in in the car, and then you don't need to reference the pattern, which I know referencing the pattern, especially a paper pattern in the car, can be cumbersome. So that's another thing about Prairie Schooler. They're good car stitching. Okay. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I am going to end this video. I'm going to dig them all out, and I'm going to start my planning, and I'm going to go. Okay? So I hope that you join me. And if you don't join me, I hope that you follow along. Come over on Instagram and I will post everything. I will post. I will start as many as I can. And I know that seems crazy, but they will get done because I love Prairie Schooler and they will get done. So join me on Instagram, follow along, watch my craziness, and even in the planning stages, I may post a couple of photos. I'm really bad at Instagram, but I'm trying to get better because I know that those of you that are over there may like it. Okay, so I'm going to go because dinner's probably almost done. I'm sorry that I'm late, but work has been crazy and it's been hot up here still, but I was finally able to get up here. And I hope that somewhere along in this rambling video, you have found something to inspire you to either pick up a languishing whip or to start something new and to try something new, like a bandana or a market bag. Okay? So until the next time that we visit with each other, I hope you have a great time and get some crafting in. Bye.